A veteran is someone who has served in the active military and has not been dishonorably discharged. In 2017, there were approximately 20 million veterans in the United States, and of those, 43% are over the age of 65. And also, approximately 9%, or nearly 1.9 million veterans in the United States, are women.
So, war can have many negative impacts to a person's mental and physical health. Here are some of the impacts of war are listed. Traumatic brain injury, or TBI, is any injury to the brain or disruption of brain function, classified as mild, moderate, or severe. Some symptoms include ringing in ears, headaches, and irritability. Polytrauma is two or more serious injuries sustained in the same event that affect multiple parts of the body. For example, a soldier that has suffered an amputation may also develop PTSD, or a soldier may fracture a bone and also obtain a TBI. Exposure. Soldiers are at risk of being exposed to different chemicals and infectious diseases. One of the chemicals that has been used in the past is Agent Orange. Long-term effects of Agent Orange include a variety of different cancers, Parkinson's disease, and ischemic heart disease. It is also teratogenic. Chronic pain. Chronic pain is the result of constant physical labor of being in the military, from carrying heavy loads and walking far distances. It is one of the most commonly diagnosed ailments among veterans, head and back pain being the most prevalent. Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. PTSD is the exposure to an event that was life-threatening, causes injury or death, that elicits fear, horror, or helplessness. Many symptoms include flashbacks or nightmares, anger, and restlessness. Military sexual trauma. Sexual assault or repeated sexual harassment experience while in the military. The numbers recorded are low, however, many instances go unreported due to embarrassment and fear. Substance abuse. This involves the use of tobacco, alcohol, illicit drugs, or prescription drugs, or a combination of all of them. Suicide. 18 to 22 veterans commit suicide every day. This is 20% of all suicides in the U.S. And lastly, homelessness. About 12 to 33% of all homeless adults are veterans. The reasons for this can vary from physical and mental illness, lack of inexpensive housing, unemployment, and substance abuse.
When and where did you serve, and where were you stationed, for how long?
I served in the military 35 years. I signed up in the United States Navy 28th of December 1966 while I was still in high school. And when I got graduated in May the 7th, I went to boot camp. I did 10 years Navy, 25 in the Army.
Thank you. Okay, second question. Can you describe the healthcare system during the time you served, as far as the effectiveness?
I thought it was good. They kept putting me back on the line, so it worked. Anytime something broke or it didn't work, it was fixed. Of course, you're paying for it with your service, not out of your pocket. So I have no problem with the medical coverage. I mean, they're pretty good people.
And as far as your perspective on the healthcare system today, do you think that it's made steps forward, or is it the same that it was when the time you served?
No, it's not the same. It's a confused mess. I think the healthcare system that is coming in with the current administration is better than it's been well before you guys were born. This nonsense about free healthcare and all that, it's not free. You guys work, you pay taxes, you're paying for it. They're not giving you anything. And is it better? I think we have a higher trained medical field. I have a lot of respect for our medical people. They do a wonderful job, but the administration of it, to the public.
What does health and illness mean to you?
Health and illness, that's a tough one. I think if you get up right every day and do your job, push through today, I think that's good. I think being healthy is extremely critical. I think it's very important. I think our wellness is very important. But I think we as individuals have a responsibility to really take care of ourselves. So a lot of that wellness is on you, is on everybody, not just you guys, on everybody. You need to take care of yourself.
And do you think that your time in the military has changed your perspective on what you consider health?
I want to say, yeah, we didn't have video games. We didn't have all that nonsense kids have today. We played outside. We worked outside. We didn't live in front of the TV or a video game machine, whatever. We had to learn to do things for ourselves. So yeah, I think it changed drastically. I think we probably had a better touch on reality as reality was. Now, I'm not so sure. I just get concerned with everybody wanting to do everything for everybody. You need to learn to do things for yourself. You need to learn some of that independence, self-confidence. And I think some of that's been lost.
Last question. What steps do you think can be taken in the healthcare field when providing care for veterans?
As far as the VA system goes, one person is out. I think the VA system is good, but it needs some work. I mean, you know, a lot of these VA units, and I have to go to theirs now. You end up waiting in lines. I'll go and get an appointment. They'll tell me 3 months later I have an appointment. It isn't like you can walk in any VA and get served right then and there. I fortunately am also involved with the outside, so I don't always use the VA. I go to like St. Louis or somewhere like that. I have good coverage. I think the VA is doing a wonderful job. But like any organization, they could be worked on and made better. I think awareness to their customers, the veterans, they need to be treated with respect. And I'd like to say the VA is doing that, but I see a lot of instances where they have to wait or get pushed to the side. They don't get taken care of like I think they should, okay? But it's a pretty good system for what it is, right down our history.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Is that it?
That was fantastic.
God, you guys are easy.
Veterans are a diverse group of Americans, each with different cultures, religions, beliefs, and influences. As a result, veterans have varying views of health and illness. Understanding specific cultural qualities can help determine proper care for a particular individual. When developing a plan of care, make sure that you understand the veteran's personal cultural beliefs and practices. When caring for veterans, take in consideration of their experiences and do not assume anything. The veterans have trouble coming back to society that is unfamiliar of their experiences, so it is important that the healthcare providers take that into consideration and show the ability to listen and interact without judging. This would also make veterans feel as if they could seek care at a non-VA hospital and expand their healthcare options where they feel comfortable. Veterans are strong believers in loyalty, commitment, and teamwork, which means when taking care of a veteran, they do not want to feel left in the dark or be treated differently for their status. To prevent any problems, ask them many questions, give them feedback, and answer any questions they may have. Teach them that personal care and wellness is pertinent for good care.
Veterans Affairs, or the VA, is a government agency benefiting United States military veterans. The VA is an umbrella agency which includes 3 other branches: the Veterans Benefits Administration, the National Cemetery Association, and the Veterans Health Administration, which is the largest of the 3. Upon its founding, the Veterans Health Administration offered refuges for Civil War veterans, known as soldiers' homes or military homes. Later, during the Reconstruction period, the VHA commissioned a number of hospitals and medical centers. Following World War I, the VHA leased hundreds of hospitals for returning troops. Today, the VHA stands as the United States' largest healthcare system, caring for over 9 million individuals annually. It provides standard medical care as well as veteran-based programs. Services include surgery, critical care, mental health, orthopedics, pharmacology, radiology, physical therapy, and other specialties, including speech pathology, dermatology, dental, geriatrics, neurology, oncology, podiatry, prosthetics, urology, and vision care. Despite its success, the VA has been met with recent backlash over excessive spending, backlog of benefits, and inadequate general healthcare services.
Lastly, these are some things that nurses can do to properly care for their patient who is a veteran. First of all, perform a cultural assessment to find any certain cultural values that your patient believes in that you will need to know about. Second, ask the patient if they're using any sensory devices such as glasses, hearing aids, or text readers. Lastly, assess signs and symptoms of certain psychological conditions such as PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And then next would be educate the patient and their family. So first of all, warning signs of suicide, because suicide is prevalent in the veteran population. And then next, the dangers of substance abuse, such as tobacco and alcohol, because that is very popular in the veteran community. And then lastly, general health, since a majority of the veteran population is older, keeping a good general health will be beneficial, such as exercise and a good diet.